It is day 19 and it is 6 in the morning. I have to start teaching at 7 a.m., so it is now time to get up and start the day. It is almost 11 a.m., so I should have finished teaching by around 10:30, but actually as I was finishing my last lesson in the last couple of minutes, the COVID test people came knocking on my door, so I had to do my test right away. Thankfully, my student didn't have anywhere to go right after the lesson, so I was able to make up the time after the lesson. And it's just the same thing as before, the COVID test went by really easily. This time the nose one went like a little bit deeper, but even then it was nothing compared to like the pain I had in Calgary. It wasn't even painful at all, they just went a little bit deeper than last time, and the throat one was about the same. And so before with day 12, no news meant good news. So if I didn't get a message about the COVID test result, it meant that it was negative. But for this one, because if this one is negative, it means I can actually go, leave quarantine. This one, they definitely will give me a message for sure, or they're gonna text my aunt because I don't have a Hong Kong SIM yet. And so I actually got a video of the of the COVID test. I just set up my phone really quickly in the bathroom, so I got a video of that. It's not the best quality, but you can see like it wasn't the best, but you can see a little bit of what happened, and I'll put that right after. But I'm gonna have breakfast now, so let's take a look at what we have. So for breakfast, we have some deep fried steamed bun, vegetarian spring rolls, and also some salad, and of course we have the condensed milk to go with the buns. Good afternoon, it is almost 1 p.m. I just finished attending online Sunday service, so it is time for lunch. So today the hotel provided noodles and some vegetables. I'm probably gonna have quite a bit of noodles because I'm actually craving them today. And also some blackcurrant or grape juice, and my auntie brought some vegetables, some choy, eggplant, and a fish, but also a banana and an avocado. Oh my goodness. Good afternoon. It is 5 p.m. and I just had a nice long 3 hour nap, and it is time to wake up. I'm gonna order dinner in today. Yay, I'm starting to get tired of the hotel food. I'm actually pretty pleased. At least I haven't ordered like every single day. And I guess it is day 19, so ordering a couple of times isn't too bad. But I'm gonna order dinner tonight because I'm really craving. You'll find out. See ya! Hi everyone. So the topic for Wellcation Day 19 was leadership. And so the prompts that they gave weren't very helpful, but I used this time kind of to reflect on my own experiences of leadership. And I think many people will think about, some important qualities of leadership such as communication or like positivity maybe, or like teamwork or cooperation, openness and all of that. But I think one quality that isn't talked about a lot, and one thing I've been thinking about and learning about, is actually knowing when to step down and to let future leaders have an opportunity to lead as well. I think that as leaders sometimes, whether it's in school positions or at work or church ministry, whatever it is, we can tend to hold on to these positions and have it as part of our identity, which can be very dangerous because there's a lot more to who we are than, the work that we have or whatever position that we hold. And so I've been thinking a lot about that as I'm preparing to step down from certain positions, of leadership. I'm just reminded that it's okay, it's not a symbol of failure or anything, but it's actually important because if I were to hog that space forever, then no one else would ever have the opportunity to serve or, to learn from the opportunity, that position. So that's something I think that's important to think about. Also, the practical tip for today was to not be shy about delivery. So, especially because I've been ordering food in the last little bit, I'm definitely not shy about that. I'm very thankful, for how quick the hotel is in delivering food that I receive or in anything that I receive, from concierge there. Like I said before, it's only about like a 5 to 8 minute wait. And that's also considering my room, because it's at the end of the hallway, is like it's a fair walk from the elevator. So, once you leave the elevator, there's a couple banks, I guess, of rooms. And I'm actually you have to take all the way down the hallway and kind of turn around the corner because of where I am. So I'm pretty happy about the delivery there. Because it's already day 19, honestly, the time has flown by. I can't believe I'm going to be free in 2 full days. I wanted to share 3 of my tips for surviving quarantine. So a friend was joking to me, and when I was sharing about my experience, he was like, "You're not a good example of what the experience is like because you're having such a good time." And I'm thinking oh yeah, that's kind of true. It's definitely funny because most people are dreading quarantine, and especially because the quarantine here is so long. It's 3 weeks compared to 2 weeks, which is where I think any other place, I don't know any other country or city that has a 3-week quarantine, but Hong Kong is being extra safe, which I think is wise. But yeah, I guess here are my 3 top tips for surviving quarantine. First tip is definitely to stay connected. I think that's why I've been able to stay sane. I've talked about this so many times before, but I talk to my family every single day. I always video call them. I at least video call my mom at least once a day. I usually send videos or pictures to my brother as well, and I keep in touch with my dad and my cousin as well. So we're always chatting or video calling, and I've been able to stay connected and get lots of face time with my friends and my fellowship and people who support me and love me. And even seeing my students on Zoom, I'm just able to have that human contact because, just saying thank you to the delivery people is not a lot. So getting that face-to-face, interaction and being able to talk to people is so helpful. I think that if I were to stay alone in one room for 21 days and not talk to anyone, I would honestly go crazy. So whether it's, chatting with people, WhatsApp through messengers or whatever, or if it's talking through Face or even having a phone call, I think that's really important. And actually the Wellcation yesterday, they were saying how there are some social groups out there, I think probably Facebook or maybe Instagram, WhatsApp group chats for people who are actually in quarantine. So maybe these people don't have as many friends or family members, so they choose to stay connected with other people who are also going through quarantine so they can share about that experience. My second tip is actually related to my third tip. So I would say second tip is to make sure that you have a plan for quarantine. So For me, because my life of Calgary basically stayed the same, you know, coming into Hong Kong in terms of what I had to do, all my commitments, it wasn't hard for me to fill my time. Even now, I'm like, okay, I've got to do this and this and this. So, you know, I wake up and I'm like, okay, I gotta go to class, I gotta teach, you know, I gotta have this meeting and whatnot. So for me, filling the time, thankfully, was not that difficult. But some people will do different things, right? So maybe during the 21 days, you can take it as like an opportunity to have an intensive, you know, like language course, you know, download Duolingo or take other language apps to learn a language. You could even paint, you know, because, you know, even if you don't have a big room, you still have access to water. You have space to put different items there. You could bring books. I actually never got to any of the books I have here. But yeah, you could read, you could paint. I mean, you can exercise. I didn't do as much as I wanted to, but you know, that's something you could do as well. But there are just many different things. I think, even if you had like a Nintendo Switch or something, you could bring that as well. This TV, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the HDMI. Like I brought my own HDMI cord and dongle for my Mac, but I couldn't connect it. I think just because the HDMI was hidden like in the back and I couldn't access it because I couldn't pull the TV out. But I know that some other places have, you know, other quarantine hotels have TVs that you can plug your own HDMI in. Or I think Nintendo Switch, you don't even need an external screen, right? I think you can just play on the Switch itself. So you could do that, or, you know, have your iPad ready, different things that you can do to pass your time. I think that's really important. I mean, you can only watch so much Netflix in a day, but having some kind of a plan of attack is really important because it's a lot of time to be spending in one place. But related to my third tip, is to have grace on yourself as well. I know that when I was thinking, okay, this is a great opportunity, 21 days, like no distractions, but the you know, I think the first week was an absolute write-off because my schedule was so crazy in terms of my sleeping. It was just all over the place. You know, have grace on yourself and be prepared to maybe have some of your plans derailed. I remember, thinking I'm gonna get this done and I'm gonna have so much time. I'm gonna work like, 12 hours a day. I'm just gonna work, move from one thing to the next. But the thing is that, after traveling, especially having that really long airport process and everything, even though they were amazing and really efficient, it's still a long day. Your body is tired, you're trying to deal with jet lag, you're sleeping in a different spot, a different place. You're eating maybe different food from what you're used to. It's just a lot to take in, and at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna, work out every single day. I brought my mat, I brought resistance bands, I brought like my skip rope. I was like, okay, like I'm ready to go. I'm gonna work out every single day. And I probably moved my body maybe once every 3-4 days, like whether that was stretching or doing some Zumba or some other body weight exercises. Like I realized a couple days in, I was like, okay, no, I just need to stop and, take this time to just chillax as well. And it's so important to have grace on yourself and not beat yourself up for being like, oh no, I didn't do as many workouts as I wanted to. So what? It's okay. It's just 21 days. It's not a big deal. You can always resume your workout plan later, or you can do a little bit, but not so much where you're stressing out. I think that's where the whole wellcation idea comes in, and thinking that, take this time, for yourself as well, to keep yourself well, as opposed to just trying to fulfill all of these different things. Of course, there are certain commitments that I can't just forego, and I want to uphold them. But for some of my personal things, such as working out, it's okay to not do it every single day. And I still want to be able to enjoy what I do. And so far, I've been able to. I think that if I forced myself to do it every single day, I might have gone a little bit crazy and stopped enjoying it. But because I was able to do the Zumba that I wanted and stretch the way I wanted, I think that I still had a really positive experience. It honestly is crazy to me that I'm almost done. It honestly doesn't really feel like I'm in Hong Kong yet. I can see it and I can sometimes smell it. Hong Kong has this distinct musky kind of a smell, but I haven't really experienced much of real Hong Kong yet. So I'm really excited, but I think it'll be I might miss this a little bit, which sounds weird to say, but it's kind of nice having my own bubble. But I'm so looking forward to seeing my family and to, being out there again and having the freedom to go out and go for a run. But, I'm just so thankful that this experience has been so positive. I love my family, love all my friends so much. The hotel has been great, and I can't believe it's almost over, but it's already day 19. So after this vlog, we only have 2 more and we'll be all done. So thank you for following me on my journey, and we're gonna see what we have for dinner soon.
Yes.
hotel dinner is the bean curd fujok and carrots and mushrooms and more veggies and rice and also jello and water. So the food that I was craving a lot was pizza. I've been having some Western food, they've been bringing spaghetti and some, some hash browns, which has been nice, for breakfast and lunch and dinner. But I just really wanted pizza. And so I got this food from an Italian, I wouldn't know if probably not a restaurant, but Italian cafe. It was actually fairly good priced. All of this before the delivery fee was $18 Canadian, and with the delivery fee, which was $4 Canadian, was $22 in total. So I got some garlic bread. I think, yeah, this is garlic bread. It looks a little bit dry, but I'm sure it smells good. Yeah, garlic bread. And I had this pasta. This pasta was like $7. Crazy. So in here, maybe I'll open it. This is a seafood pasta. I can see there's mussels on the top. I don't want to drop it. So I'm really excited about this. I love seafood. Oh yeah, there we go. So you can kind of see there is some mussels. What is that? Calamari, tomatoes, shrimp, and spaghetti. I think for lunch tomorrow is also spaghetti, but that's okay. I really love red tomato sauce, but not ketchup, but red sauce, so that should be yummy. But of course, I had to get, it's Italian food, so I had to get pizza. So this is a personal pizza, I think 9-inch. This looks a little bit, maybe not, yeah, this is 9-inch. So this is I think it's a cheese pizza. I don't really remember what I ordered, to be honest. I think it's a cheese, yeah. I think it's a triple cheese or a quattro cheese pizza. I don't really remember. But it looks delicious, so I'm gonna dig in. It is almost 9 p.m. Dinner is done. I'm gonna do some work and then call it a night. Good night.